Coming up this week, we're going to take a look at this brand new 2021 all redesigned Chevy Blazer. Yes, I said Blazer, as Blazer is making a comeback to the Chevy community. We're going to take it for a quick test ride and see how she goes, being that this is my first time doing the Blazer. So it should be quite fun. I'm Jay Walker. You're watching Life Off-Road right here on J-Dub Motorsports. Welcome to another episode of Life Off-Road. This week's feature is the 2021 Chevy Blazer. The Blazer, like I said, Blazer name has been around for a very long time. I believe the first Blazer came out probably back in 1969, somewhere around that time frame. And when the Blazers came out, they was kind of the, I would say, rival to the Ford Bronco. Now back then, those were full-size two-door SUVs. They weren't really the four doors back then, but they was, you know, kind of the manufacturer's big brand full-size. If you didn't want a full-size pickup truck, you can get a full-size Chevy Blazer or Ford Bronco. And they had a pretty good rivalry. And with the recent re-emergence of the Ford Bronco, I believe the Blazer came back out first. The Blazer really has not really gone anywhere. I believe the last body style of the Blazer was probably maybe in their mid-2000s, somewhere around there, and they were really called the Trailblazers back then. And you had your standard Blazer, and then you had your Blazer with the long extension on the end. I forgot what it was called, but they were always overall pretty good trucks, especially early mid-90s. I mean, people used to have what you had the GMC, had a brand called the GMC Jimmy, the Blazers, and people used to, you know, back in those days, you had the low riders where you could kind of drop the trucks off. A lot of people would cut the tops off. I mean, it was a pretty cool SUV, and they were inexpensive, so you could do a whole lot to them. I've seen people put, you know, Ferrari kits on them, wheels. Of course, you have to have the music in the back to give you a little bump, but you know, back in those days, it was pretty fun and cool to ride in. Those were the hot things back then. But this is brand new. It's 2021. My mother-in-law's in town. She brought it over and was like, hey, why don't you shoot something on? I was like, cool. You know, I haven't did a Blazer before. So this is my first time seeing the car as it is. And off the rip, this car does have a lot of Camaro kind of body components. What I mean by that is that when you sit in it, as far as like for example, just looking at the interior, it's very Camaro-like, which is very sleek and stylish. You know, it gives you kind of a sports car type of feel. And even coming to the front grille where you have the headlamps and even the front diffuser on the front with the fog lights, I mean, it really has a nice aggressive look. So I really do like the styling of the car. Even going all the way from the tail lamps, you know, the tail lamps have a little bit of Camaro C8 tendencies as far as the lighting or whatever, but it's pretty cool. So I think they did a pretty good job with redesigning it. Interior is pretty steady. This car has a lot of room in here. Of course, you can seat 5 people in here, of course. This is kind of like if you don't want a full-size SUV like a Tahoe or Yukon, you kind of step down, and I wouldn't say step down, but kind of just drop it down and get the mid-size SUV. A lot of people call it the crossovers. You know, this would be related to maybe the Broncos, the Ford Edges, the Lexus RX 350s, the Audi RDXs, and so forth. I can go on and on. So. But it actually drives like a car. I mean, when you sit in this thing, of course, you don't feel like you're in that full SUV. I mean, it really does drive like a car. So this one, I believe, is the 1LT package. So engine-wise, it has a 2.0 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. I'm not sure this one is all-wheel drive. I know most of these are either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. I'm not sure about this one. But it does have some giddy up. I mean, I can't say that you put it in drive and take your foot off the brake and the torque just instantly kicks in. But you know, Chevys have always had a tendency to do that. So it does make pretty good power. But we'll take it out on the road in a moment or two. But I just wanted to go on the outside. I mean, like I said, I really like the style in this car. I love the Blazer here. You know, you have some models that have the the blacked out badges. This does have an RS model, which is a V6 motor. I believe it has 308 horsepower. Now, what they should do, Chevy, is just go ahead and come back out with the SS model, drop a 6.2 liter V8 in here, and you know, let's have some fun. You know, because I mean, everybody's doing it. You know, you got your Chryslers, your Jeep Grand Cherokees, the SRTs. So hey, Chevy, if you're listening, go ahead and drop a 6.2 liter in these bad boys. Give it a little bit more muscle. But that's just me. But it's a pretty good car. It's a good looking car. Like I said, when this body style, when these were coming back out and I was seeing all the commercials on it, I thought, man, that's a good looking SUV. I mean, because it literally looks like a Camaro crossover. You know how the Porsches have the Cayennes, and everybody's kind of making the sports cars into the crossover SUVs, but not totally. Like, you know, the Mustang has the Mach-E, which is the all-electric car. I'm with do one of those soon. But this is a pretty good styling car. So it does have OnStar. It's got everything in here: navigation, rear view backup camera. It's sensors all over the place. You know, a lot of these with these newer cars, you have sensors everywhere, from the steering assist to the lane switching to keep you in the lanes. Of course, hey, if it feels like you're about to fall asleep, you know, somebody might come in your ear like, hey, keep your eyes on the road. I mean, it's really sensitive. But that's how technology is working with all these cars now. But that's all I pretty much got. Like I said, this is my first time seeing and doing a Blazer. You know, I didn't really know much about them, but you know, they are cool. So enough of the chit chat. Let's go for a ride. All right, here we go. 2021 Chevy Blazer. Like I said, this thing pretty much drives. I mean, it drives like a car. I mean, you don't feel like you're sitting up high or anything. I mean, it has a lot of car tendencies, but it does make good power. Like I said, this thing is a turbocharged 4-cylinder. I believe, I want to say it's probably the answer to like the Ford's EcoBoost. You know, everybody's trying to go with the smaller engines and the higher output. So never fails that somebody slow would be getting in front of me. So we're gonna let him get a good little ways up, because I really want to kind of stomp on it to it. All right, let's go. The speed kind of by 0 to 60 test, and yeah, this thing is it's pretty zippy, as my sister would say. It's got a good little bit of get up for a turbocharged 4-cylinder, but it's not bad. It handles very, very well. You know, coming around these curves, as we've caught back up to him real quick. Like I said, interior, like I said, is very, you know, you look at this thing, it's got Camaro tendencies. I love the push button start that's up here on the top. The gauge cluster, everything is pretty simple, user friendly, in my opinion. You know, the air vents are down here pretty low. You have all your climate control switches right here. This thing does have everything: USB, port phone. I believe it has a deck plate where you can charge your phone. You just sit it on there and whatnot. It is Apple and Android friendly, so got all that good stuff. know, it's pretty cool. I love the glove box is a push button, so if you wanted to get in your glove compartment, just hit this button here and open sesame. But you know, steering wheel, like I said, it's, you know, I heard a couple of people kind of, you know, griping about it. I think it's okay. I mean, it's a steering wheel. What more do you want? You know, I think it's okay. It's nicely designed. It's definitely user friendly. I mean, it feels good to me. You know, I don't see any gripe about it. But this thing is pretty roomy too. I mean, I'm about 6'1" and I got plenty of headroom, as you can see. My seat is not all the way back. I mean, it's back, you know, far enough, but I have good head and leg room in here, so you could take this on a nice little road trip if you wanted to. You know, it wouldn't hurt. I'm sure gas mileage probably in this thing is, I would probably say maybe a good 20 to 30 miles a gallon, give or take, on how far you're going or whatnot, unless you're just stomping on it the whole nine. You know, with these, you know, turbochargers, you know, you get in the car that has turbo on it, you're going to want to press on it all the time and see if it has the turbo features. See if it really does kick in like a turbo. But overall, this is a pretty nice car. I'm sure she's happy with it. This is her baby. Like I said, I believe this is probably the 1LT package. I'm not really sure. I wasn't able to look at her sticker tag, but I believe that's what this one is, the 1LT with the turbocharged 2-liter motor in here. So, like I said, this thing does have OnStar navigation, you know, turn-by-turn directions, you know. And like I said, it pretty much drives like a car. You know, it rides good. Tire size, I believe these come with a pair of 235 18s on them. Continental tires, which is a very good tire, you know. So, yeah, I believe there's a set of 18s on here. But the car, it does handle very nicely. You know, it's like I said, you know, a lot of people kind of gripe about, you know, the Chevys and the American cars, but you know, as technology ages, you know, everything gets more up to par as far as, you know, the technology with the handling, suspension, and all that good stuff. I mean, it doesn't have an MR suspension on here, magnetic ride, but you do have your little nozzle here for your traction control. So you got your, I want to say your snow, your checker flag here. So I'm assuming that's sport mode. I'm not gonna mess with anything because I don't want to change anything in here as far as modes. I kind of want to just leave it the way it is because this is someone's car, and I don't want to mess anything up. But just by me punching on it just that earlier, you know, it does get up pretty good, so it's not bad for a Blazer. I want to say these start out around maybe low 20s, and you could probably get one all the way decked out for around $45,000. And like I said, if Chevy really wanted to get gangster, man, go ahead and put that 6.2 liter V8 in here. And this thing, you talking a car this size with that type of motor, all-wheel drive, yeah, you'll be messing up quite a bit of folks. So that's always fun when you can tweak these. I'm sure you can have your other mods and upgrades to it if you want. And like I said, the overall styling, you know, like I told you, you look at the front of this thing, from the front, I mean, it looks like one of the new Camaros, just with, you know, the whole grille and the daytime running lights. I mean, it really does have the Camaro look, you know. And I think that that's pretty much what Chevy was trying to go to. They're trying to make these cars, SUVs, look more kind of like the cars, you know, to give people that sports car look, you know, at affordable pricing. But you know, that's kind of where they cater their markets, and a lot of people buy these cars just for that. I mean, you know, you don't want a small car, you don't want a big full-size Tahoe, but you want something in between that can get the job done. And this fits up right up their category. You know, it's a good sized car. You know, you got plenty of room in here. The back seat is very roomy. I sat in it last night as we went out to dinner, and you know, it's pretty roomy in here. So I'm not sure as far as what all the options are on this car, but like I said, it does have the OnStar, you know, nav in here. It does have, you know, the pairing up with the Apple and Android products. So it has its fair share of bells and whistles, so it's not bad. But overall, hey, it's a heavy Chevy. This car weighs probably around 4,000 pounds, you know, which is average for a crossover SUV. But hey, like I said, man, this thing does move pretty good. Like I said, you stomp on it, that turbo, you hear it kicking in a little bit, so it's definitely got good power. Let me slow down, because I know this is kind of a hot spot for 5.0. We don't need any citations. And like I said, this is a little quick take because I have to get back, because my in-laws about to head back on the road, and she just wanted me to do a quick vid on it, so I thought I'd do that. But it's a fun little car. It's a good car. Well, that's it for this week. I want to thank my mother-in-law. I got to get this back to her because she's about to hit the road. But this is a very nice, fun car. The Blazer, like I said, it made its comeback probably in the early 2000s and took a little hiatus break, but it's back for good now. So it's a good little car. I want to thank also my subscribers. I got quite a list here, so bear with me. But like I said, please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and go to my website to JW Motorsports and get you some merch. You know, we got t-shirts, keychains, sweatshirts, hoodies, everything. So you know, support your boy. But here's a shout out to my new subscribers. We have Joe Little, Stephen Acton, Mark W, Marcel Williams, that's a co-worker of mine, shout out to him, Willis Myrick, Tinneman, KD ATL, Randy Nigan, I hope I said that right, and Isaiah 101 Punk, that is his username. But appreciate you guys for newly subscribing, and the rest of you guys, if you haven't subscribed, please, what are you waiting on? Subscribe to the channel. I know it's a lot of y'all been watching the videos. You know, my buddy Brad with the 1966 Ford pickup, he's got over 16,000 views. So I'm sure at least half of y'all could subscribe, you know, if not more. But anyway, that's all I got. We'll see you guys next time.